Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Today I bring you again my Spear Falconer, this time in Hardcore. We have finished this leveled to 100, we actually got rank 2 on Hardcore. When it comes to rogues, I think it's 39 overall. It wasn't too fast. 39 overall, and we got rogue rank 2. I flipped beat us to it. Either way, this is the new variation. Some slight changes from the last version, but main one is this, because we now have the inheritance of the race, which is actually pretty good and fits very well, especially because it it keeps giving frenzy to the falcon, which means more marks and more falcon damage overall. Also gives it increased health and armor shred. In this case, the problem with this necklace is it's gonna take you a while till you find something that fits your build. However, it's common enough that we can farm for it. So far, this is the best I've gotten. We'll see what we can get to in the future. Yeah, this is pretty well geared. So let's take that into consideration. I put quite a bit of work into it. We have a Decayed Skull. Dexterity, physical penetration, and crit bonus reduction, along with armor. Sierpins, we have attack speed and added physical damage. I'm still not sure if crit multiplier wouldn't have been better, but well, this is what we had. We went with it. We got lucky with the slam. I'm happy. Still a pretty bad Sierpin when it comes to Fizzpen, added damage and dexterity, but well, does have almost a perfect crit multi, so. Titanheart, 3LP Titanheart, which we also got pretty lucky. We slammed it to D7 health, and then D5 Dex and Fizzpen with Shadow Daggers. So, Shadow Chains, we still haven't gotten a 12P. We did crit damage reduction. We have another one with HP, with percentage HP. We just swapped it out because it was easier to get crit cap this way. Because I was using a 1LP Titanheart with a D7 crit reduction for a long time. We have a red ring of Alatria. It's not ideal. You'd want it better rolled. You'd want it 16 dexterity. Because currently we cannot activate our red roll without using these two idols. So it is what it is. Sleipin of Anguish, also not ideal. Does not have that fire resist, is kinda useless. We're overcapping fire for a lot already. So it is what it is. Here we have a 3LP Falcon Fist as well. It's only T6. Because, well, at the time we only had this. We really needed a Falcon Fist with the endurance. Because our Foot of the Mountain are also not great. It does have the 11 all attributes, but it's lacking the endurance. Because if we had a perfect roll of endurance, you wouldn't need any endurance here. Relic, it still needs improvements, a lot of it. But well, it is what it is. You cannot control luck. This is what we got so far. When it comes to idols, we are using a bunch of these for the dodge rating, so we can get our endurance HP fully capped endurance when in combat. Ideally, you'd want to dodge percent roll on the necklace, and then you could drop these, but since you don't have it, well, it is what it is. Because you'd want another one of these physical penetration shadow daggers. We'd also love some physical penetration shadow daggers along with the elemental res, but as you can see, we have not been lucky. I have a whole bunch of these on my stash, none of them have that combination. And yeah, here you want the glancing blow, an increased dodge rating, or the crit damage reduction. If you cannot get crit capped, you can use that, because you can also roll crit damage reduction on this. I have some on my stash, but yeah. Or you can just use the small ones that have crit damage reduction. There's also some small charms that do that. Then you want HP and resist. And here you'd want more HP and resist, but since we need these to activate Red Ring, this is what we're using currently. Still free damage, so pretty good. Blessings. So we go for the crit multi, we go for the Alres, armor, flat armor. We can still get something better, but it is. Increased armor. You could also... No, never mind. And here I'm going with mana. I didn't even bother getting the Grand Blessing yet. There's really nothing all that particular. Sure, you could get ward per second, for example, which would give you a bit more max HP, so to say, but Mana is nice as well, because then you can manage Falcon Strikes better. Passives are more or less the same as the last time. I didn't change too much. I did swap a couple of points from this. We didn't cap these two nodes and ended up going for the health and dodge. We are playing hardcore, so we want more defenses. Maxed out Deflect and Weave. Maxed out Dexterity for the armor and dodge rating. This maxed out for the flat armor. Here we go for the bit of increased damage and Falcon and health gain on Falcon hits. Instant cast Falcon Strikes is a must-have. Here we go for the extra damage, more glancing blow chance, and here it's just good. You get like it really combos well with Foot of the Mountain, Tailwind, along with Evasion. So we're taking 20 minus 20 minus 6, 12% damage while moving, and when we stop, we get our endurance threshold from Foot of the Mountain. And when we're moving, we can still get our dodge, especially after shifting. So if you only do your movement between shifting, like this, then you get those 84% dodge, and then when it stops, you get your endurance threshold instantly. And if you hit a little bit, your endurance threshold eventually becomes almost capped. We do need still a bit more dodge to get that cap. As you can see, it is often enough that all the endurance threshold will be covering your HP. Because of your attack speed, we can stack it up Dusk Shrouds that we can get enough dodge to cover our full HP. As you can see, the damage is also okay. It's nothing all that amazing, but good enough. Right, when it comes to skills, we have Puncture. We go for that same print, which is the linchpin of this. Now we can trigger Shadow Daggers. That's why I call it the Sierpin's double tap. You can also get a bit of Fizz Shred, a bit of Armor Shred. Then we go here for the attack speed every 3 seconds. Permanent Frenzy. I mean, there's no reason not to have it. Here we grab this for the extra mana on hit, so we can recover faster to spam more Falcon Strikes. And this just makes it a bigger area every third hit. It's just nice to have when grinding and whatnot. Shift. We want the Shurikens. We want the increased dodge per dexterity. We want the Shadow Cascade proc when you dodge, when you shift. Because Shadow Cascade, we're using it for utility mostly. We go prioritize Frailty and Slow Chance. And then we go for the increased physical damage and the extra daggers. Cause more hits, more frailty stacks, more slows applied, yada 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 yada. Shuriken, we just go for the armor. That's the old function of Shuriken. And then you can also get some Fizz Shred. It's works best when grinding echoes to apply some shreds all around. Because when you're in bosses, sometimes you're not in range, you're not close enough to shred with this. And then you want the piercing chance so they don't get destroyed by hitting something, so you don't lose your armor, essentially. Because yeah, we have 73%, go to 79. We're at 73% in echoes, because here in the Divine Era, lower level area, so our armor does not get counted. I'll show you later on a quick echo and whatnot. And then we have Falcon Strikes. Falcon Strikes, we are not focusing it too much on damage. We're prioritizing getting Falcon Screech and Frightful Feathers, which is a nice form of CC. We want Bird of Prey for the kill threshold, because we don't have kill threshold anywhere else, and that's very useful. Here, it just helps doing damage, because you're consuming falcon marks, so we are triggering this all the time. And here you could drop a point here and put on AV in arsenal, so the falcon will do a little bit more damage, because we're not focusing on the falcon, but the falcon is still doing a bit of damage with all of this. And another thing that's very important is this. So the cooldown recovers on mark consumption. This is what allows us to spam falcon strikes. And then this to get mana back, which is what another thing that helps you just spam falcon strikes over and over. And then here for the falcon extra damage. But still have this on the planner. It's much easier to check then. Yeah, here you also go for the glancing blows. Very important to get the mana back from puncture. And then on Bladedancer, very important to get the Dusk Shroud chance. And then the extra Shadow Dagger's damage, and then we just shove all the rest. This were the 4 final points. It's just extra physical, extra damage, and along with the dodge. Because when we get hit, that 80 dodge procs, and it makes it much easier for us to get endurance capped. Endurance threshold capped on our health. That's what he's missing as well on here, since things don't hit you here. Proc those. Yeah, here very important. Spear. You can probably also do this build with sword. Just saying, just so you know. You can probably get away with using a sword and not going for this node. You can just put points here and then max that out. I guess putting 2 more points here or there to move on. And with an Odashi, I think, which is the crit multiplier base, you could also get some very good damage going off, along with that attack speed. The only reason we like the spear is it has the flat added per 10 dexterity, and then Sierpin is just a very good item. It just gives you everything you need: a bunch of crit damage, a bunch of flat, his penetration, and dexterity. There's literally no reason not to run Sierpins on this. It is a bit annoying to farm though, that you have that, especially now with the Weaver tree. It becomes very, very, very annoying to farm it. In comparison to other uniques where you can just plop them into imprints and farm them very easily. Sierpins does not work like that because it's a mage only drop, an exile mage only drop, and it's not that common of a drop. Well, I guess since it scales up with corruption, if you go into softcore, and you can keep pushing corruption, because I know this could do 500 corruption with lesser gear on the initial version, so this should be able to go much higher. We're just in hardcore, so I'm not pushing it much to past 300, especially with champions, which are kinda scary. Now for the DPS check. Let's go. We're not using Shuriken, because we could be using Shuriken to get the Fizz spread. And you also will be needing to use Shuriken on occasion when you're doing boss fights, just to keep up the armor buff. It's just free armor. There's no reason not to use it. And essentially this is what you do. As you can see, the damage is nothing like stupid like other falconers, but it is pretty good still. And it can be very, very chill. And it's a very chill build to play. Very tanky, and considering how tanky it can get, I think the damage is just fine. I'm pretty happy with this build. And you're using a spear with a falconer. How is that not cool? So we can get over 10% on the training damage, so 12% around. It's pretty good. Yeah, look how cool it looks with the spear running around. But yeah, DPS check done, 12% in about a minute. That sounds pretty decent to me. Alright, attempt number 5, 357 corruption. Let's go here, hopefully you find a tome this time. I don't think this one has it yet. I think this one has a tome leader. And this is becoming slightly annoying. You see, we can just sit in this. It's not much of an issue.
Easy. Too easy.
Going anywhere.
You can just face tank everything, but it is tanky enough that you'll be safe. Oh, look at Tom! Finally. We're gonna go kill this one first, so we can get rid of her. We still have more than enough damage, even if the damage is not like in the billions. We still have enough damage. Alright, so tombs tend to be a bit spicier. That's why I wanted to include one. Yeah, if you're doing softcore, you can very easily push this to 500 without worries. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've tried tested this. You can also face tank jewelry before. You just cannot. I haven't tested the explosion, the room-wide explosion she does, where you time shift out of. But everything else you can just face tank. I mean, other than the obvious dot thingy that spins. But if you just sit there on a safe spot where those spinny things don't hit you, you can just face tank all of her cone attack, her lightning blasts, and ground AoEs. Everything can be face tanked with this. So even a tomb gives us no real issue. Oh, look at the cest. I want to see if we could get like the double champions that we occasionally find here. Go. No, really, we didn't find any spicy champion packs. I've missed. We get Big River Atropos. This is fine. Sit and tank it. And here. You'll really have to farm this place for the Weaver Amulet, so I want to show. And here, yeah, we're gonna keep trying on this. Find something nice. Nope. Yep. This is essentially it. The funny rogue build I ended up with. This time around. I'll probably include the Abberroth kill on this as well. You guys can enjoy it.
Abberroth! Face us yourself! Coward!
I'll also try and fit some more generation through mana. To think about that.
Entertain my dear sister for a moment.
Traveler, don't worry about
Since they're going through so much mana.
Such wasted potential. Oropis would have welcomed you. You fight for nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was scared about.
The void comes. See the beauty we were denied. Terror turns her back on us. Darkness reigns. The void comes.
They are such in such a bad spot. That's scary.
Fight for nothing. The void hungers.
Hardcore Abby done. Well, hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.